Welcome to my educational series where you can improve your English proficiency and prepare for exams like TOEFL and IELTS. In this episode, we'll focus on an academic topic. You will hear talk followed by several questions. I recommend that you take some notes while listening because it will help you at the end of the conversation to answer all of the questions in the quiz correctly. So, let's get started.
Okay, so today we're going really small, like microscopic, small.
Smaller than small.
Yeah, tinier than tiny. For this deep dive, we're talking cells, the trillions of building blocks that quite literally make you.
Yeah, and the crazy part is there are over 200 different types of cells in the human body, each one specialized for a specific job.
Yeah, it's like a microscopic city inside us with all these different workers and departments and structures all working together to keep things running.
Right, and even though they're tiny, each cell plays a critical role.
So true.
And these cells aren't just floating around randomly. They're organized into tissues like muscles and organs, and they all work together to form a complex and coordinated system.
Right, and each cell is enclosed by a membrane that acts like a gatekeeper, controlling what goes in and what comes out.
Like a bouncer for the cell.
Exactly, and these cells are constantly dividing and making new cells, which is how we grow and repair damage.
And the fact that this is happening all the time without us even thinking about it is pretty mind-blowing.
It really is. Okay, so the material we have for this deep dive focuses on 6 specific types of cells to illustrate this diversity, and we'll start with nerve cells, also known as neurons.
These are the ones responsible for carrying information throughout the body, sending high-speed electrical signals called nerve impulses.
Yeah, like the body's communication network.
Exactly, and these impulses travel through the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves throughout your entire body, allowing you to feel, think, and move.
So when you touch something hot and instantly pull your hand away, that's thanks to nerve cells sending those signals super fast.
Right, it's like an electrical circuit that connects your brain to every part of your body.
That's amazing. Okay, so next up we have white blood cells, which are like the body's security force.
Always on patrol, protecting us from invaders.
Yeah, they circulate in the blood and lymph, which is a fluid that helps fight infection, and they're always on the lookout for anything that doesn't belong.
Right, so there are different types of white blood cells like macrophages and neutrophils, which basically eat up bacteria and other harmful microbes.
Like tiny little Pac-Men gobbling up the bad guys.
Exactly. And then you have lymphocytes, which produce antibodies, which are like targeted missiles that latch onto specific invaders and neutralize them.
It's like a microscopic battle going on inside us all the time.
Absolutely. And it's happening 24/7 to keep us healthy.
Now, our sources also mention epithelial cells, which form these tightly packed sheets that create barriers throughout the body.
Yeah, like a protective lining.
Right. So the most obvious example is our skin, which is the outer layer that protects us from the environment.
But epithelial cells also line our internal organs, like the stomach, lungs, and bladder.
So they're kind of like internal armor.
Exactly. They're essential for protecting our delicate organs from damage and keeping everything functioning properly.
Then there are bone cells, specifically osteocytes, which are really interesting because they actually get trapped within the bone as it hardens.
Yeah, they start out by laying down the bone matrix, and then they become encased in it.
Right, but they don't just sit there. They're still connected to each other through tiny little channels called canaliculi, which allow them to get nutrients and communicate.
It's like a network of tunnels within the bone.
And that's how bones stay healthy and are able to repair themselves even though the cells are trapped.
It's a remarkable adaptation.
Okay, next we have liver cells, or hepatocytes, and these are some of the busiest cells in the body because the liver has so many different jobs.
Yeah, the liver is like the body's chemical processing plant. It filters the blood, removes toxins, stores nutrients, and produces bile, which helps with digestion.
And each liver cell is capable of performing hundreds of different functions. It's like a microscopic multitasker.
And they do it all with incredible efficiency, which is why the liver is so vital for overall health.
And finally, we have fat cells, which are often misunderstood. They're not just about storing excess energy. They actually play several important roles in the body.
Right. They grip together to form adipose tissue, which acts as a cushion for our organs, like the kidneys.
It's like a built-in padding system.
Exactly. And adipose tissue also helps insulate our bodies, keeping us warm.
So fat cells aren't the enemy. They're actually quite helpful in moderation.
Right. They're an essential part of a healthy body.
So there you have it, 6 different types of cells, each with its own unique structure, function, and role in keeping us alive and well.
It's really mind-boggling when you think about how all these tiny cells work together to make up a complex organism like a human being.
It makes you wonder how these different cell types communicate with each other and coordinate their actions.
Yeah, how do they know what to do and when to do it, and how does this intricate network of cells create a unified sense of self?
That's a question for another deep dive, but for now, let's just marvel at the incredible complexity and beauty of the microscopic world within us.
And remember, all of this is happening right now inside your body, trillions of cells working tirelessly to keep you functioning.
It's a pretty amazing thought, isn't it?
It really is.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have learned something new and useful, and see you in the next episode. Bye.